Okay, hello Copilot members. Pleased to announce that we have got the stock photo and video library tagged up, folderized, ready to go. And I thought this would be a good opportunity just to very quickly introduce the Digital Asset Management Platform, or DAM for short, AIR. As you can see, this is a bit like Box or Dropbox, I guess, but it's built for brands or companies that deploy a lot of assets, a lot of photos, a lot of videos, and it's just a really, really visual platform. So over time, if we do add things like training in here, we'll add the newsletters in here, we'll add the interventions when they come online, so the social media posts, they will all be folderized. We'll put the intervention design documents that Liz creates, and so you'll have a full audit trail within kind of a neat set of nested folders, and we'll try our best not to let it get too unwieldy. So what you'll have is the Copilot toolbox. Within that, at the moment, you'll just see the stock photo and video library. Obviously, as time goes on, this will fill up with lots of other folders or with their own nested subfolders with all the other interventions. But this is the first one that we're deploying. Now you can see within there we've got 4 subfolders. Behind the scenes, I mean, that's just a little bit of a making up film of us shooting them, probably not of interest to anyone, so don't worry about that too much. We'll probably take that away over time. So you've got 3 other folders: editorial use images, full use images, and full use video. So you can see the 241 video assets, 28 gig in there. Full use images, we've got 2300, nearly 2400, and editorial use images. I can't see that there because it's not going to give me that, but it might. I can find. I think it's like 4,000. Anyway, the aggregate total is like between 5,000 and 10,000 images and videos. Quite important to say, editorial use images are slightly different to full use images. So full use images are things that we have shot ourselves. You'll see very much the style of this. We used Matt Howell, probably one of the best motoring photographers, transport photographers out there. Editorial use images are multiple different contributors, because a lot of this stuff has been gathered over time. A lot of things that you kind of have to wait for. Foggy roads, for example. That's not something that we could just plan to go out and shoot. So that is, that's that. Probably editorial use images, you can expect to find things in there that are slightly older and perhaps less professional in terms of their look and feel, but still very relevant to everything that we're doing. I say full use because we have bought the rights to these. We've organised the shoots, we've got model release forms, we've basically done everything that needs to be done for you to put any of these images on a billboard or use them to advertise a paid for product. That is absolutely fine. We have all the paperwork for that. The editorial use images we've had to license from different places because obviously, as I say, we can't go out and necessarily shoot them ourselves. Take for example, I don't know, this chap who has broken down, or this girl. We probably don't have the rights to put that on a billboard or use it to advertise a paid product. But the good news is that you can actually go out, and as long as it doesn't have kids in it, you can shoot any photo on any road with number plate, with people, and as long as it's used for editorial use, so non-commercial use, there's no issue. You don't need any model release forms. As long as there's no reasonable expectation of privacy, so you're not shooting them in their garden, that is absolutely fine. And very clearly, a lot of these are, these are kind of set up photos. But just want to be very clear that editorial use constitutes, road safety education, editorializing any form of road safety. But if you were RAC and you wanted to use this as an advert to promote the benefit of having breakdown cover for younger drivers, that is probably not going to fit the bill. It shouldn't affect any of the Copilot members, but that is why we have split these out. And we have included things in here that you probably just need to be careful how you use. I'm not here, and Copilot is not here to teach you to suck eggs. But there are some really good photos, like this, that I really, really like. But obviously, we just have to defer to the behavioural science and make sure that we are using them in the right way. But again, that is your job as road safety professionals to decide how to deploy that. There is definitely a use for these sorts of things. But that's what we're here for. So in terms of searching, everything is tagged by AI, but also Simon has gone through and tagged and folderized. The full use images, there's not quite so many folders as there are for editorial use, because these are slightly more niche. They've got things like trams, under 17 driving. There's even trains in there. Probably don't need that, but when it comes to crossings and things like that, I thought you might find some of those useful. So let's have a look here. If we want to search for something, say we're doing a campaign encouraging people to wear cycle helmets, or talking about buying motorcycle helmets, let's just type in helmet. And this is going to bring us everything, because we're searching at a high level. So this is people cycling wearing a helmet. You can see this is video. So when you roll your mouse over it, you should see a short preview. This is obviously the film, short clips that are quite nice and quite dynamic for social. And then you've got motorcycle helmets. You've got cycling with kids wearing helmets. And that's just obviously from that one search query. So yeah, dirt biker wearing a helmet, all of this sort of stuff will be in there under helmets. So let's say that we wanted to look in full use images and we wanted to search for something involving a scooter. We can either look at the board, which is, as you can see, full use, or we can look here at the other stuff. So this is that's a good photo of someone walking out into the path of a scooter. So let's say that we do want to download this. You've basically got two buttons up in the top right. You've got download and share. You can star it. So we say download original or export image. These are huge files because they're designed that you can use them for print. Obviously something like this, we've given you all of the space around the edge. Traditionally, if you look at the rule of thirds, this would be a much smaller image for a Facebook post. But what we've done is we've given it to you that big, so that if you want to put a vignette or you want to do anything else around the outside, you've still got the texture to do that. So if you were going to download this for print, I would say great, 8,000 pixels wide is fantastic. If you were going to use it for web, I'd say you're probably looking at maybe 1,500 pixels, depending on how big you want to use it, even 1,000 pixels. So we'll download that as a PNG, export that, and then it should just arrive in your downloads folder. Here we go. So let's see how big this is when it actually turns up. Oh, it's because I've done 100, not 1,000. That's not big enough. Let's do that again. So I'll export it, and then you'll see it download. Here we go, 1.2 meg. So that's reasonable. And then, as I say, if you were going to, I know a lot of you won't have Photoshop, but if you were to kind of do something with this to make it a 1:1 Facebook style post, you'd probably go in and you would just crop it. So with a 1:1 ratio, it would look something like, rule of thirds looks pretty nice. Maybe even a bit tighter, or maybe we see a bit of road. So then there you go. You've got that. That's perfectly fine for a nice square Facebook post. And obviously, if you need help exporting and doing anything like that, then please do let me know. Same with the videos. If you want to go into full use video, these are tagged, but they're not tagged in quite the same way. If we want to look at something like a dirt biker, which I know one of our members has an issue with public footpaths and dirt bikers, so we can see here someone coming up. If you want to download that, we can only download the original, and that is going to be that's going to be a few meg. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's sort of 40 odd meg, 60 meg. But yeah, that's the platform. Have fun using it. Obviously, there's lots of ready-made interventions to come, but this is kind of the raw ingredients, if you like, for campaigns and social and comms and stuff that you put out. We do want to do a lot more of this sort of stuff. There's no budget for this year, but next year we'll probably put some budget aside. So what I would say is, if you've got any ideas of photos, I know we went through this before and it wasn't possible to shoot everything just because some scenes would have taken 4 or 5 people. When you're doing a full license buyout, you have to pay these people proper rates. So it could have been £500 or £600 just to shoot one photo. We had to work, I think, with this to cover as broad a spectrum of scenarios as possible. But if you want other stuff shot, and obviously adding in diversity and stuff, which we want to do next year, please do send us a bullet list, and we will just accrue all of that. And we will get shooting again next year. But look, have a play with it. Any feedback, would be delighted to hear it, good or bad. We just want to make this as good as it can be for you. Thank you so much.